The objective of this video is to develop understanding of the provision under Republic Act 10533. RA 10533 is entitled An Act Enhancing the Philippine Basic Education System by Strengthening its Curriculum and Increasing the Number of Years for Basic Education, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes, otherwise known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. The law was approved on May 15, 2013 and signed by our former President Benigno Aquino III. It has expanded the years of schooling in basic education from 10 years to 12 years through senior high school. The new curriculum allows students to choose between 3 tracks, which are the academic, technical, vocational livelihood, and the sports and arts strand. With declaration of policy, the state shall create a functional basic education system that will develop productive and responsible citizens, equipped with the essential competencies, skills, and values for both lifelong learning and employment. In order to achieve this, the state shall: first, give our student an opportunity to receive quality education that is globally competitive. Second, broaden the goals of high school education for college preparation, vocational and technical career opportunities, as well as creative arts, sports, and entrepreneurial employment in a rapidly changing and increasingly globalized environment. And lastly, make education learner-oriented and responsive to the needs, cognitive and cultural capacity, the circumstances, and diversity of learners, schools, and communities through the appropriate languages of teaching and learning, including mother tongue as a learning resource. The Enhanced Basic Education Program, or K-12, encompasses 1-year kindergarten, which is a preparatory education, and the entrant age is at least 5 years old, followed by 6 years elementary education, with an entrant age is typically 6 years old. Lastly, the secondary education, which consists of 4 years junior high school education and 2 years senior high school education. The junior and senior high school education have an entrant age of typically 12 and 16 years old respectively. The Enhanced Basic Education shall include but not limited to the programs for the gifted and talented, for learners with disabilities, madrasa program, indigenous people's education, and for learners under difficult circumstances. These programs are to ensure to address the welfare and different needs among learners across the country. Further, the learning instruction from kindergarten to the first 3 years of elementary education shall be in native language. From grade 4 to grade 6 shall have a gradual transition of language into English and Filipino. In junior high school to senior high school, English and Filipino shall become the primary language. Above all, this education is intended to meet basic learning needs, which provides the foundation in which subsequent learning can be based.
Upon the enhancement of basic education, likewise, the development of the curriculum was formulated. Department of Education, in partnership with the Commission on Higher Education or CHED, and the Technical Education and Skills Development or TESDA, and with the consent of national government agencies and stakeholders, they crafted harmonized basic and tertiary curricula for the global competitiveness of Filipino graduates. This aims to lessen the percentage of the unready incoming college students, remedial classes, and duplication of basic education subjects. This is the core foundation why K-12 was implemented in Philippine educational system. Here are the standards and principles that needs to be present and to be honed in every learner, educator, and school institution in general. 1. Learner-centered, inclusive, developmentally appropriate. This means that students should bring their own knowledge, skills, and thoughts together with the learning facilities appropriately for those who have special needs or not. 2. Culture-sensitive, contextualized, localized, and global. This principle is essential for the learners to have the knowledge of diversity and at the same time the competency in national and global scale through showing, performing, enhancing, and applying their knowledge on daily basis. 3. Uses constructivist, inquiry-based, reflective, collaborative, and integrative approaches. This helps students to be able to formulate new ideas and integrating it with what they know. It also helps them to have interpersonal and intrapersonal relationships where they can share, create, and learn new ideas and knowledge. 4. Relevant, response, and research-based. This enables learners to develop their understanding, create environment for learning, and to carry out research in their fields independently, which focuses on the joint acquisition of new knowledge by lecturers and learners themselves. 5. Uses spiral progression approach for mastery of knowledge and skills. This approach is applied by introducing ideas and rediscovering it through a complex form as the learners advance their year level succeedingly. 6. Adheres to the framework of MTB-MLE. Promotes both the local languages of each region and the Filipino language as the means for teaching and learning process. This will help learners to develop patriotism and educators to help them understand the ideas, thoughts, and opinions of the learners easily. It is also in the scope of this Republic Act that different education and trainings for teachers, in-service training on content and pedagogy. Both public and private school teachers should attend 2 of this training annually in order for them to meet the performance standard of the new K-12 curriculum. Training for new teachers. New graduates shall undergo additional training upon hiring to upgrade their skills to the new content standards of the new curriculum. So, of all this complexity and branches you have watched, how does this Republic Act significantly influence and affect the field of education? For students, it helps them prepare for tertiary learning and develop their skill competency in the global job market. And for the learners, educators, and the different institutions or organizations involved, it will promote a joint workforce to fully establish a quality and inclusive education for all.